ease your mind. I walk the line. I walk the line. I find it very, very easy to be true.
Merry Christmas. Welcome to part 4 of the complete Johnny Cash discography that I've been going over. It's the day after Christmas. I'm in the middle of cleaning up. I don't know if any bags of garbage are in your view, but yeah. So, we're only going over a few years, but he did a lot in those few years. In case this is the first video you're seeing, I'm going through every single Johnny Cash album that I have on vinyl, which is pretty much his entire catalog. Yeah, any ones that I was missing, I've been ordering because I'm crazy. Okay, so this is 1970 to 1973. The last episode kind of dealt with him hitting rock bottom with the pills and stuff. He's now trying to get clean. And the first album we're doing is Hello, I'm Johnny Cash. This is coming off the the success of his Live at Folsom Prison and San Quentin albums. He goes back in the studio. This came out in January 70. This hit number 1. I don't know if he's revved up and more excited because of the Live Prison albums, but this album is really good. I'd put this up there with my favorites, the ones from the early 60s and his son stuff and his really good concept albums. This is right up there with that. And this is also some of the best stuff he did with June. They have some really nice songs together. Absolutely essential Johnny Cash.
If you need a crying shoulder, yes, and I'll be there to listen when you need to talk to me. Well, I knew someday Ruby would be leaving, that she is dying, barely made the morning paper, and they summed it up, say that home is where my love is at. I say that home is where I hang my hat. You were a carpenter and you were a lady. Would you marry me anyway? Would you have my baby? And he said, come up here, boy, and show us what you are. I said, I'm dry. He bought me a beer. What she does, simply walking down the sidewalk of that city, makes me think about a stray cat getting fed. I've got a lot of blues on my mind, and at least 1,000,000 miles behind. I've got a thing about trains. I get a sad kind of feeling.
We got another live one. This was recorded in July of 70 and came out in October of 70. This helped launch the career of Chris Christopherson. It's a good live album. A lot of songs we never heard Johnny record before, so that's cool. It's good, but it's definitely nothing like Folsom or San Quentin. This is a very polite album. I think this, I don't know if this was done at his show, but it was done like during the same time he had his show, Johnny Cash show. I'm guessing this was part of that. Yeah, very polite applause from the audience, strings, you know. Yeah, it's nice. It's not thrilling. Definitely worth having.
Well, I woke up Sunday morning with no way to hold my head. That didn't hurt. Come along and ride this train. Come along and ride this train. I drove 1,000,000 miles and then some. He looked that greenhorn right in the eye and he said, boy, ain't no easy run. I drove for rolling time, there lived a man. Many years ago in a foreign land, home folks think I'm big in Detroit City. From the letters that I write, they think I'm close to land. My dad and his dad too, they plowed your soil, and for all that toil, they never owned an inch of you.
So now he started doing soundtracks. So in November 1970, he actually released 2 different soundtracks. This one is a movie called I Walk the Line. Some really great songs on here, like Flesh and Blood is like absolutely essential Johnny Cash. These songs are like right there with the Hello, I'm Johnny Cash album. Like a lot of this stuff, especially side 1, which is really solid, just sound like they could be extra tracks to that album. So this was a real surprise to me because I don't know if I ever played this one before. Yeah, really great stuff. Got a couple sort of mediocre, just generic soundtrack songs, and skip the last track. You don't need to listen to that. But this big surprise in this one. Great soundtrack.
Beside a singing mountain stream, where the willow grew, where the silver leaf of May, but you're the one I need. Flesh and blood needs flesh and blood, and you're the one I need. I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone when each day's through. Take a deep breath, then get up and go. This town ain't for me. I won't be staying round on that side of the law. Who is right, who is wrong, who is for and who's against the law? Well, you see, if we live in a cottage, you will feel like it's a castle by the royal way you're treated and attention shown to you. The world's gonna follow you. You can't slip around in this town, Henry. Everybody knows everybody, Sheriff. Somebody's gonna tell somebody. The world's gonna follow you. Face of despair. If you should plow old fields like.
Also in November 1970, he released the soundtrack for a movie called Little Fauss and Big Halsey. Never seen the movie. This one I ordered just for this. I'd been looking for it for years and years. Never found it like at a record shop. So since I was doing this, this is one that I was like, fuck it, I'm ordering it. Not great. Not as good as the other soundtrack. There's a couple great songs, Rollin' Free, and it also has the studio version of Wanted Man, which opens the San Quentin live album. It's a Dylan song. The studio version seems a little watered down compared to San Quentin, but still cool to have that. This one, lots of mediocre instrumentals and like different stuff like Carl Perkins. So not really an essential Johnny Cash and not as good as the other soundtrack album.
Rollin' free, rollin' free, rollin' free. Just the sun and the wind and the road and me and Big Halsey, men and their machines. Motorbike racing was the game, always pushing on for one more win. And they burn him any way they can. Just somebody. If you ever see me coming, and if you know who I am, don't you breathe it to nobody, cause you know I'm on the line. Home gal when I'm running, and I guess that's all I'm worth. And maybe next to the devil, I'm the meanest man on earth.
May 1971, Man in Black. This one, everyone knows this one because of the hit song. It's got a sad vibe to it. I don't know what it is. There's like several Jesus songs on here, but you know, he can do some good boom chicka boom Jesus, but these are not kind of like the feel good gospel stuff. To me, this sounds more like an addict struggling really hard, getting over his addiction and clinging to the religious part of it to help him get through it. So yeah, it has a sad vibe to it. Yeah, he's also like went and visited Vietnam and experienced that. So there's songs about that in here. So it's it's really like what was going on in his life is absolutely this album. You got him thinking about Vietnam. You got his religious stuff, getting through his addiction, and you got, you know, the classic song "Man in Black."
Well, with everybody trying to tell us what to do, you wonder how are you to know? Carney show and a rodeo that shared a 3-day stand. A cowboy met a fiery carny queen, and I can see now right where your beauty lies, and it's showing in your face. A man moves slowly down the sidewalk, humbled by the favors he must see. Why does my appearance seem to have a somber tone? Well, there's a reason for the things that I have on. As I had another helping of country ham, she said, we ain't never been to Vietnam. There's a bunch of our boys over there. So we went. One of Australia's most infamous bushranger was a man named Ned Kelly. Presidents and superstars of big television shows. Well, I know someone personally who's bigger than them all, and next to him.
April 72. Started really strong. Like, I'd never listened to this one. No one knows this one. You know it? I bet you don't. Or if you do, you forgot about it. Started really strong. The song Kate. Kate could be like a follow up to Folsom Prison or Cocaine Blues. You know, has that chicka boom sound. I found the title track kind of annoying. That's the second track on it. I was like, uh-oh, it's going down. But it actually bounced back. And overall, I like this a lot more than the album Man in Black, which is really weird because no one ever mentions this one, A Thing Called Love. I forgot to say the name, Thing Called Love. No one ever mentions this album. You hear people talking about Man in Black all the time. I think this is better. I think it's a more solid album. Arkansas Lovin' Man is kind of a dud. It reminds me of some of the goofy 70s Elvis songs like US Mail. Sure, you know, I don't know. It's very dated, and to me, it's just kind of lame. But yeah, Tear Stained Pillow is on this one, which is really good song, and I think forgot about, which is why it was redone during the American years. And probably more remembered for that, which is what Rick Rubin did. He kind of found the great forgot about songs.
Well, I saw you with another. It made me lose my mind. Shot you with my 38, and now I'm doing time, and you put me here. And the river runs through Kingston Springs. He was the kind of a man that would gamble on love. Look you in the eye and never back up. But I saw him crying like a little ripped puppet because of love. I promise you the day you marry me, I'll keep it rain all the way to Cincinnati with our mattress on top of the car. I'm gonna write a tear-stained letter gonna mail it straight to you. My mama said, son, take that girl and go make her your wife, or you'll be stuck here in this mud all of your life. His name was never printed in the paper until about 2 days ago. I've had some hard times in years now gone by.
August 1972 is returned to doing concept albums. This one I thought was going to be a big dud because there are a lot of re-recorded songs, but it turned out really good. It's almost like a sequel to Ride This Train. Yeah, the new versions of the re-recorded songs are surprisingly good. And this is mostly Johnny with a guitar, which I generally like that a lot more than a big production, lots of strings and stuff. Surprisingly good. Side A was a lot better than Side B.
Yes, they knew that the British would be moving any hour, so they arranged a signal in the North End Church Tower. Down the Dug Road, the old Reedy Creek Road, the road down Troublesome, the road to Moccasin Gap. We fired our guns and the British kept a-coming. Wasn't as many as there was a while ago. We fired once more and they began to running. Down that would fight to the death cross over, but him that would live better fly. And over the line without frost is where the flowers have been. The mule Bigfoot was down with a fever when he reached Wounded Knee, and his people all were prisoners of the 7th Cavalry. And she said, Mr. Garfield's been shot down, shot down, shot down. Mr. Garfield's been shot down low. All left is the dead and the dying. The ground's covered with them today. These are my people. This is the land where my forefathers lie. These are my people.
I got this in the mail today. I actually put off this video because of that. I didn't even know about this album, really. This is his second Christmas album. The Johnny Cash Family is the name of the group, which is why this doesn't pop up. If you're on Discogs and looking at the Johnny Cash discography, you don't see this because, yeah, it's under a different name. But so thanks to a dude on Facebook that sent me a picture of this and recommended it. This came out in 72. It's pretty cool. It's him sitting around the house, you know, with all of his family. Like June's there, his brother Tommy's there, Statler Brothers, Carter family people, Carl Perkins, his band members. So they just kind of talk about stuff they got for Christmas, and they do more your standard generic Christmas songs on here. You know, like Jingle Bells and stuff. So it's nothing like his first Christmas album. This is more of it's a bit funner. I think I said the first Christmas album isn't really a fun Christmas album. It's good, but yeah, a little on the sad side. This, they're all having a good time, and it feels like you're hanging out with all of them. So you sitting around lonely, you got no one to hang out with on Christmas, throw this on and think you're hanging out with the Cashes and the Carters and stuff. Pretty cool.
He was a man among men. He was a friend. He was dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh. Over the fields they go, dancing all the way.
He was loving all us kids and everything. We were trying to get away from him. And he fell in the Christmas tree, knocked it over.
Ancestors hanging mistletoe, there's goodwill to all men. We've got that Christmassy feeling again.
She'd say, Esri, said, oh, Esri, said, look here, Esri, said, I found the dandiest copper kettle for making apple butter.
Can't you hear them bells ringing, ringing, joy, joy, ring and sing, when it snows
recorded October 72, released in January 73, inside a Swedish prison. There's also, I think the original had a Swedish title. This is a Bear Family reissue I have. But yeah, it's another live in a prison album. Also very great. This one is almost entirely songs that aren't on any album. So making it essential. The backing band sounds very different to me. I didn't do any research. Excuse me. I didn't do any research on it, and I probably should before I do these videos. But like I said, I'm just playing these albums and then blabbing about them. But yeah, to me, it sounds like maybe it's a hired band since it was in Sweden. Maybe he went over there and maybe at least some of the band is just hired. That's what it sounds like to me. But yeah, he does Bobby McGee on here. I think this is the first time you ever hear him do that. And it's a hell of a lot better than Joplin version to me. Yeah, cool album.
Girl, she was selling her love to a hungry world. They got her clothes and the money happened yesterday. And if you turn your head away, somewhere in some dirty hole, the Bobby flagged the diesel down just before it rained. Took us all the way to New Orleans. Someone to call me their own. Oh, Daddy, I've caused you to bear. If I could erase city jail, like an old scared dog, I tuck my tail. This is the life of a prisoner. Forgotten man, you can't take away the scars that you put on that face. Looking back in anger like you do. Nobody cared, nobody cared, nobody cared. There was a screw out in the hall that had me backed up to the wall, squirting me with a water piston gun. And tomorrow's out of sight.
January 1973. This got to number 5. It didn't get a number 1 hit with this one, but yeah, Any Old Wind That Blows. It's a nice album. It's more that nice, polite style, clean Johnny Cash. Not, he's not pill popping and a maniac in the studio. This is that big production, strings, horns, and stuff on here. So if you're mostly into the stripped, Tennessee 3 and Sun Records, that kind of stuff, you might not dig this. I don't think it's a bad album. It's generally, this isn't my style, but if anyone can sell me on this kind of stuff, it's him. It's a little too orchestry, but I did enjoy it. Again, surprised, and I didn't remember this one at all before I threw it on.
Lord, she's restless, like cotton candy clouds that sail the day, slow and free, and she possesses. I've drifted near and far, I've been off to seek my fortune, I've been following every star, 'cause you gave me the courage to live with yesterday. And you gave me tomorrow. I'm back on gooder, where I should have always been. Lord, forgive me if I ever try to leave. So you laugh when it's time to laugh, and you cry when it's time to cry. After 29 long years of working in this shop with only standing over me. Well, if you should ever go to see the great house at Rose Hall, there's expensive chairs. Well, think about it a little while you're lying there. love long and hard, and don't have love me, my brothers and my sisters all over this land. I'm doing all right for country trash. Welcome back, Jesus. Welcome back.
April 1973. The Gospel Road. You can see I tried to sell it for $2 at one point and then changed my mind when I became a completist or whatever. It's mostly spoken word. It's a double LP soundtrack. I've never seen the movie. I never thought about this before doing this project. To me, it comes off as a much worse version of Holy Land, where he's actually walking around all those places and has a little handheld recording of, like, you know, his reaction, and then it goes into songs. This kind of does that. There's dialogue and then songs, but it's not done as well. Like, the album starts out with like talking, and then it fades out and goes into a song, and you're like into the song, and then the song fades out and goes into more talking. Like, the song is interrupted several times to go into more dialogue. To me, there's way too many orchestra parts and stuff in here. One kind of cool or kind of weird thing, depending what you're into. Some of the dialogue parts, they end up sounding like, if you ever listen to Moody Blues, those kind of cool early 70s poem parts of the Moody Blues albums, there's always like one or two per album where it's like the weird guy that does the poems over some like weird droney thing, and that builds into another song. It kind of reminded me of that. And it's the same era. So apparently this was a huge project and huge deal to Johnny and June. This was like their dream to make this epic movie, gospel movie, like plugging like everything they believed in. And I think they like fought studios and made sure it was done their way. And it was one of his biggest achievements. Personally, I'm going to say this is not an essential album. And unless you're really into like the Bible stuff and the gospel stuff, most people aren't going to put this on and listen to it. As I've been listening to every single album, I got to confess here, I didn't get all the way through this. I listened to one of the LPs and I was kind of busy. I meant to come back to it, but it's just, I did not love this one. Let's just say that. I think it's really cool that he made it. It has cool parts, but I don't know when the next time is I'm going to be playing this one.
And life would begin at the touch of his hand. The people would listen to him throughout the land. For never little Cana town, the word went all around. He turned the water into wine. See all men clearly, I can see all men clearly, I can see all men clearly. On the Sea of Galilee, and for 1,000 evenings, as the day behind him nibbled.
The Lamb of God, which takes away the sins of the world.
September 1973. This is Johnny Cash and His Woman. It's not bad. There's some good songs on here and some mediocre songs on here. The thing is I don't think this is really much worse than Carrying On, that like 60s album they did together. It's a little lighter. It's got that early 70s sound, but this charted at 32. And apparently that was his lowest charting album to date. So, but yeah, I don't really think it's like worse than other, but yeah.
Well, I used to think the color of love would be a rosy red or a pretty pink.
And I thought it would go out that Memphis highway between Centerville and Dixon. Well, imagine running out on me when I lay sound asleep, Allegheny. Cold rain on her finger, and it's mine. Matthew 24 is knocking at the door, and conductors and 24 sacks of mail. All along the southbound Odyssey, the train went east to wrap the aches, and a few turns of tape held us together and stopped the blood stain.
The willow tree is fickle and it weeps in the morning dew. My love is a pine tree, and that's the only tree all over when you're around me. Honey, I can't seem to get enough.
The sun and the moon and the stars wouldn't even hold a candle in my life. I'm in the dark when the sun is high. I need just a little bit of time to shine.
All right, I wanted to end this one with this. Well, I am ending this episode with this. This did not come out in 73, and it's not from 1973, but most of it was recorded in 1973. This didn't come out until 2006. And even though, like those Sun comps, I didn't talk about them during the recording dates. I talked about them when they were released. For some reason, with this like stuff that came out like after he died and stuff, I'm not going to have like a after he died releases section. So I'm going to be putting stuff like this when they should go in the timeline. So yeah, this is recorded between 73 and 82, but yeah, most of it's 73, and this is really good stuff. This is home recordings in his home studio with just him and his guitar, which is sometimes how he is best. I love his boom chicka boom stuff and his like Tennessee 3 stuff. Sometimes the bigger production stuff, but him and a guitar is really great. If you could get this, it's Personal Files Bootleg Volume 1. There's several of these. Some are all live, some are different stuff. There's one that's all gospel stuff. But this one, Volume 1, which is all just him sitting in his studio, just him and a guitar playing songs. To me, it kind of shows that even if you don't like one of his albums from this era, it's not really a him problem. It's not, I don't think it's ever Johnny Cash's fault. It's those albums are a victim of the time, the trends of production and producers and stuff like that. Yeah, production and producers, both. Yeah, you get what I'm saying. My biggest problem with this set is whatever numbskull put this together decided to scatter all the recordings and shuffle them up. Instead of it being like all the 1973 recordings and then, the random 80s recordings, like just put them in order. It's like side 1 is all 1973 except like an 80s one just thrown in the middle. Same thing with side 2. It's like there's no point for that. I don't know who did this, but you should be fired. You should not have a job. But yeah, really great. Check this one out.
I broke the seal and this is what it said. Come home, my boy, your dear old father. So spoke a kind old mother to her boy one summer day. If you mind this little shack by the railroad track, a mother with watchful eyes. So I've come to this great city to find a brother dear, and you dare not. I start getting restless whenever I hear, but they might as well go chasing after moonbeams or light a penny candle, and I will pledge with mine, or leave a kiss within, the old folks were humming, banjos were strumming, so sweet and pa 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 pa. South and west and following the cold December sun, I bedded down in the Caragana when my daily where a big black bear is drinking, lapping water like a dog. Tiger whiteheads in the bed, sleeping like it's all over, it's all over. My heart echoed, it's all over. Stop your crying, turn around, and if thou wilt heed my calling, have thine own way, Lord, have thine own way.
And there you have it. That's episode 4, and we are only halfway through his stuff. And even though I tried to talk really fast, apparently I just rambled for 20 minutes. So yeah, come back next time and we'll start at 74 and get into his mid-70s stuff. Mid-70s to late 70s, I think.